Sometimes a person disappears, and all that remains is silence. No screams, no struggle, no explanation, just nothing. This story begins in a small town where nothing ever seems to happen. A quiet place, a place where everyone knows everyone, where doors are rarely locked, and where people feel safe walking alone at night. A place that feels untouched by the darkness that exists elsewhere in the world. But one night, everything changed. Daniel Carter, 28 years old. He lives alone in a small house on the edge of town. Quiet, ordinary, unassuming. No enemies, no known conflicts, no criminal record, no drama. His co-workers describe him as a nice guy who always kept to himself. He didn't drink heavily, he didn't fight, and he didn't cause trouble. And that's exactly what makes his disappearance so unsettling. One evening, Daniel comes home just like any other night. The lights in his house stay on until around 10. The glow of a lamp, the shadow of someone moving inside, and then the lights go out. At exactly 11:12 p.m., a neighbor's security camera captures something important. Daniel leaves his house. He isn't running. He isn't looking behind him. He doesn't appear afraid. He doesn't carry a bag. He simply walks out of his front door, down the small path leading to the sidewalk, and continues walking, slowly, calmly, into the darkness. That was the last time anyone saw him alive. 1:30 to 4, the morning of the disappearance. The next morning, Daniel doesn't show up for work. He works at a small grocery store in town. He's known for being reliable, predictable, almost routine. His shift begins at 8 in the morning. His boss, Mr. Henderson, calls him when he doesn't arrive. Daniel has never once been late in 5 years. Not once. He didn't even call in sick when he had the flu. But today, nothing. Henderson calls again. No answer. He texts, "Dan, are you okay?" The message shows as read, but there's no reply, no typing indicator, no follow-up message. At 11, the manager calls the police, not because he expects something terrible, but because this is simply not like Daniel. Officer Linda Morris arrives at Daniel's home around noon. She knocks on the front door. No response. She knocks again, louder this time. Silence. She circles the house. Through the kitchen window, she sees a dirty coffee cup, a closed laptop, and an open book lying face down on the table. Everything looks as if someone simply stepped away for a moment. The door is unlocked. She pushes it open. Inside, the house is orderly. Nothing is broken, nothing overturned, nothing appears stolen. Daniel's phone is missing, but his wallet is still on the counter. His keys are on a hook near the door. His old Honda Civic sits untouched in the driveway. Officer Morris calls for backup. She doesn't yet know what's wrong, only that something isn't right. 4 o'clock to 7:30, the investigation begins. Detective Sarah Chen is assigned to the case. She has worked in this county for 12 years. She has seen missing person cases before. Teenagers running away, arguments between partners, people trying to disappear from deaths or past mistakes. But Daniel doesn't fit any of those patterns. Sarah spends 2 hours inside the house, moving carefully through each room. On the kitchen table lies a book, The Quiet American by Graham Greene. Page 47 is folded at the corner. No bookmarks, no notes, no signs of distress. In the fridge, milk, eggs, and yogurt, all still within their expiration dates. On the stove, a small pot of oatmeal sits cold. Daniel had started to prepare breakfast, but never ate it. The bedroom is neat. The bed is unmade, suggesting he slept in it. Nothing unusual, except a sense that someone had left in a hurry, yet not in panic. Then, in the trash, she finds a crumpled piece of paper. On it, written by hand, "Remember, not everything is as it seems." The handwriting is shaky, tense, unlike Daniel's usual neat and careful writing style. Sarah sends the note to forensics. She reviews nearby security footage. A camera at a gas station 2 blocks away shows something unsettling. 2 nights before Daniel vanished, at 9:47 p.m., he gets into a dark sedan. The car waits with its headlights off. Daniel climbs into the back seat. The vehicle pulls away slowly. He returns home at 1 a.m., alone and visibly shaken. What happened during those 5 missing hours? No one knows. 7:30 to 11. Neighbors speak. Sarah begins talking to Daniel's neighbors. Mrs. Patterson, 76, lives next door. She speaks slowly, remembering details. He was always polite, always quiet, but in the last week, he changed. He started walking outside at night. Sometimes I saw him standing in the yard at 3 in the morning, just staring at the woods. I asked if he was all right. He said he was listening. I asked, listening to what? And he said, the silence, but it isn't empty. On the other side lives Jake, a mechanic. He says that 2 days before Daniel vanished, a man showed up asking questions about Daniel, what time he comes home, whether he lives alone, whether he locks his door. The man drove a dark sedan. The same sedan appears on several cameras around town over the past week. This wasn't random. The phone. For days, search teams scour the woods. Police officers, volunteers, and drones search tirelessly. Nothing. Then, on the 4th day, a young boy walking through the woods finds something in a ravine. Daniel's phone. It's broken. The screen is cracked. The battery is dead. But forensic specialists recover a message sent shortly before he left the house. If anything happens, don't believe the first thing you hear. Who it was sent to remains unknown. The recipient number is encrypted. Daniel had recently installed encrypted messaging apps and deleted his call history. Why would he hide his communications? What was he afraid of? The abandoned house. Not far from where the phone was found stands an old abandoned house. It's been empty for years. Locals call it the Edwards house. Inside, police find cigarette butts, too many for one person. Muddy footprints indicate multiple visitors. On the wall, scrawled in black marker, "He is still here." There are empty bottles scattered across the floor. Forensic tests identify a partial fingerprint belonging to an unknown woman. She has no record, no license, no criminal history, nothing. Who was she? A pattern. Detective Chen reviews old missing person reports. She finds something chilling. 5 people have disappeared within 20 miles of this town over the last 20 years. All were alone. All vanished at night. None had signs of forced entry. All their doors were unlocked. And in every case, someone reported hearing something before they disappeared. Always at night. And always, the dark sedan was seen nearby. No ransom, no bodies, no closure. Daniel's secret. Daniel's ex-girlfriend, Emma, meets with Sarah. She explains that Daniel believed he could hear something others couldn't. His journals describe voices in the silence. One entry reads, "If I disappear, don't search where others search. I will be where sound ends." In another, he writes, "They are not human. They look like us. They smile, but their eyes are empty. They asked if I could hear the silence too." A new case. Weeks later, a woman disappears, but this time she is found, alive, deep in the forest. She says, "They take those who hear." Daniel heard too well. Then she loses memory of saying it. A new lead points to a property deep in the woods. When police arrive, they find only a note. "You're close, Sarah. Ask your mother what she heard before she died." Sarah remembers her mother complaining of a buzzing before she passed away. Now, Sarah listens more closely. Epilogue. A year passes. The case remains unsolved. Sarah stands on her balcony at night, listening. Sometimes she thinks she hears something. Daniel may have been taken, or maybe he went willingly, or maybe those who hear the silence are being called. Sometimes someone disappears, and only silence remains. But what if silence isn't the end? What if it's the beginning? Do you hear the silence, or does it hear you?